Start, sir. Start.
Good morning to everybody. So I am academic counselor, it's BISWAS. So today the MMPH G07, it is compensation and rewards management review 2. So today actually try to cover the block number 3 and block number 4. That both the block I will cover as a review. So in the review, as in my earlier session, I said already that the units, whatever the units are there, an important part of this particular that unit that we have to again clarify, try to give you the concept and some detailing which are very much required to clear the concept and as well as for the from the exam point of view, so that whatever the gaps are there that can be filled up. So block number 3, that is a compensation management, where it consists, there are 4 units, unit number 7, 8, 9 and 10, where it has been discussed about the job evaluation, then internal equity, what are the oaths, and then pay structures, external equity and the pay surveys, how to survey the pay before finalizing the structures. Then institutional mechanisms for the compensation. What are the governing institutions, rule and regulation, norms, laws, different acts. So all these are contains in the block number 3. And subsequently, I will discuss the block number 4 also. So that is the reward management, where unit number 11, 12, and 13, that is reward systems, incentives, schemes, allowances, perquisites, and benefits are there. So this is the unit concept. What are the block 3 and block 4? So now I have to go for the job evaluations. So first try to why the job evaluation is needed, what are the methods and systems, analysis part, description, even in the specification, how to prepare the specifications, linking the wages, how to fixation of the wages, and implementing the job evaluation. The unit 7s are again further descriptions are like this. So now basically the employees gets compensation and the recommendation, whatever it is, for his contributions or services is rendered to accomplish the jobs, because the employee are working for money. Basically, he has given some of the jobs, he has given some effort for this for a specified time and the job assigned, and he has completed jobs. In turn, he will get some of the money. So, or compensations, whatever it is. So that things. So that's why the evaluation is very much required, where you have to analyze the things. Yes, really, he is getting the money as per his contributions or not. Somehow it should be justified. So Taylor's scientific management, where he says the right man for the right job, as we know, absolutely the statement is very correct. And the second statement he is saying the right pay for the right job. So both the statements are supplementary each other. Basically, you see the right man for the right job. So definitely the expectations will be, both ways the expectation will be there. Company will think, yes, this is the right person. So whatever the job will be assigned, yes, but the estimated calculated output, he decided definitely will be contributed that much of work, and accordingly into pay. Vice versa in other way, from the employee side, he is thinking, I am doing my best jobs, I am capable of these things, so I am perform the everything, so I am eligible for this money or this job, and what about the compensation? I am the right persons. So these things, so that's why the both the statements are very correctly as on date also. Uh, Taylor has written long back now, still it is very effective. So determining the your relative equity or what are the worth of the jobs. So determination is very much required. So it's a part of the job evaluation jobs to determining the worth of the jobs, equity of the jobs, um, so that it can be uh, fitted to the particular employee. Basically, the your job evaluations is a scientific, uh, qualitative and quantitative methods, basically, for determining the relative equity or the jobs. And definitely that has to be compared with the other organizations also, because the other organizations, how much they are paying for their employees, that thing has to be compared. They, for whatever the we are paying in our, suppose as an owner of the company, as an employer of the company, I have to ensure whatever the compensations are getting my employees are really it is a marketable. I mean, that's for the market values. So the job evaluation it helps. Basically, it helps to eliminate the wage inequalities. So if any inequalities, that by this determining this process, you can judge it. Rather, I can say you can ensure. You can ensure, yes, I am paying whatever the money or compensations are rightly. To establish the to establish the um, so evaluation helps to eliminate the wages of the your inequalities and to establish sound salary systems. So it will give you some sound salary systems. Yes, everything are okay. So what I am talking, that is what is the purpose of the job evaluation? Because job evaluation gives you the idea, gee, you are in the right path. Now, job analysis. Job, it is a breaking down. What are the tasks or jobs? It's a breakdown in a micro levels and see and the findings and the process and that process are yes. What are the operations and finally so that you can what are the elements that you can break up. Then you can pinpointing where the area are to be modified or are to be required for the further actions. So that's why job analysis are required. Now the descriptions. So descriptions the base of the job analysis, because until and unless you have performed the job analysis, you cannot fix the descriptions. So descriptions is basically the you can say what are the output of the analysis and input for the descriptions. So job description part until and unless you finish the job analysis, you cannot describe. So that's why and at the time of job descriptions, you can split up the things, you can break up the things. And job specification is after that, because job specification you regard again basically is a statement, because suppose you have job advertisements, this much height is required, air hostess for example, 6 feet height, should be a bachelor, should be unmarried, or this 12 qualification should be there. Some criteria has been fixed. So where there's already some of these statement are there, so that is a specification, it is specified. Weight should be this much, height should be this much, where you are specify the things. So that's why it is a specifications. Then job grading, another part is job grading. You have to grade the jobs, ranking of the jobs. Then your job classifications. So where you have to grouping, you have to for the grouping of this thing, you have to classify the jobs. Then assessment. Job assessment is also necessary because um, based on this you can monetary values you can identify. Yes, this is the monetary value. So assessment part is also there. So altogether, this is all of the components I am saying. There is a job evaluations. So within the job evaluations, we are taking the job analysis, then job description, job specifications, grouping, and your assessment. This is all other part of your job evaluations. Now coming to um, so it is an approach for basically the job evaluation is an approach for the better rationalizations in pay and wages structure. So when you are making the structure of the your pay structures, so it will help, and there you can rationalize the things. So it will be at par. Internal problems will not be there, and outside external difficulties are also not coming. So that's why it is a very much required. Then primary objectives. What are the primary objectives? That is the first things you have to establish the wage levels. Then your new jobs for create some specification for the new jobs also. Then facilitate the wage negotiations. You can negotiate the facilitations if any something gaps are there or some modification is required still. Then you can have some negotiations. Secondary objectives is there to determine the qualities, because your job specification where you have to specify, definitely the quality will be embedded, because based on this you are deciding. Analysis the wage rates. Then for the train the new supervisors is also the secondary part. And then working conditions, what type of working conditions is required, that is also you can secondary part. These all are the secondary part of the evaluations. Now the methods of the systems. Now I come to the systems. There some of the conventional systems is also there, and within this conventional system there are some of the systems, there is a ranking systems, grading systems. This part are your non-qualitative, non-quantitatives, and the factor comparison systems and your point systems. In other words, the point systems, these all are your quantitative systems, quantitatives, and one is non-quantitatives, another is your quantitatives. First two, that is the ranking and grading, are non-quantitatives, and your factor comparisons and point systems are your quantitative systems. What will be the advantage? Because if these systems, if we implement, what will be the advantage? The advantage is linking with the wage fixations. That advantage, if we through this method you have calculate all these things, the system will give a help for linking the fixation of the jobs, and the pricing of the job also you can determine. Now coming to implementing job evaluations, in the last one, that's the implementing the job evaluations. That is the job evaluations. It is basically the idea. Idea should come from the your either from the top management and from the member of the senior management. They have to give us some ideas uh, during the process of implementing process. And the personal manager who takes the initiative from the HR, from the human resource sides, personal manager, he has to take some initiative for that. There are three alternatives. We can, for the company, the employees, another through this, they can perform the things, implementing the things. The employees are competent enough, they can do it. Or otherwise, it can happen for the consultant. The consultant will do uh, the action in the implementing part, or otherwise jointly carried out by the company and or company employees and consultant. So as a joint venture also, these things are can be implemented. So it is a what are things are needed, very much needed. That things the management interest is very much needed, but that initiatives and the ideas are other like care for these things, initiatives, whatever the things are should come from the top level by the top management. Here, union is also a part of these implementations. You have to involve the union also because their initiatives also very much important so that they can further motivate the employees and workmen to complete these systems. And advanced planning is very much needed for the implementation because I can refer some of the things because it has observed that the survey says throughout the world, most of the projects are most of the projects failed due to wrong implementations and not proper planning. Because of that, most of the projects failed. Even though everybody are competent, methods are fine, people have worked a lot, survey has done, everything is fine. But the implementation process, what the planning was not there, because of that fault, all the projects, everybody has suffered, it may be delayed the projects or maybe unsuccessful. So, and even other way, it has observed and survey says the worldwide most of the projects completed in time with the quality because of the good implementations. So it should be keep in mind the implementation is a very important part. Now the commitment, the committee they suggested the things. So first things, I'm talking about the implementation, how to fulfill the things, how to prepare for this implementing process for success, for successful. So first things, the degree of skill has to be enhanced. People should work with a very stringent, strain work is required so that they can have the confidence can be built up. Experience is involved because the senior persons, experienced person should be in the team, is a team leader. Training is required for the implementation process. Before that, he should have a prior to start the implementing process. He should have a good train. Then responsibilities and understanding. Definitely, he has to undertake. Before undertake, that responsibility you have to take. Yes, I can do it. I can perform it. That type of undertaking is required. Now, you can go for unit number 7. Some of the assessment questions are there, where the questions may be what is the internal duty and how it is relevant. Then job evaluations is a continuous process. You have to elaborate the things, explain the things. Then procedure of the job evaluations also you have to highlight it. And during the procedure of evaluation, everything will come, your job analysis, job description, job specification, job grouping, everything will come up. You have to write down all these things. The name of the various method of the systems, as I already discussed, what are the methods of the job evaluations, and advantage and disadvantage also you have to highlight. Explain the job analysis and the job descriptions, and separate questions will become. And short note could be the time span of the discussion method and the decision band method, job assessment, point rating method. All these type of questions are normally coming from the. Now coming to unit number 8. They are the pay structures. The pay structures where the consist of the wages, salary and pay package, basic wage components of the pay package, dearness allowance component, incentives and the bonus, statutory bonus, allowances, fringe benefits, social security, understanding, and trained by pay package. All this part are your unit number. There is a consider the pay structures. So now I little bit elaborate the small things so that clear the concept of the things. Pay package or pay structure. Why this is minutely you have to do it, because the structure before that lot of exercise. Why you are going for this exercise for pay structures? Idea is to retain the employees and to motivate them so that they can happily work in the company. So that objectives are to keep in mind always. Find innovative approaches. So innovative approaches are very much needed. Then performance oriented, and so that it can be a more attractive. Wage payment made to the labor, so that the living wages should be at par with the market, so that they can live happily. They can be able to purchasing capacity should be there. Differentials in the basic wages are to be eliminated. You have to compare the things. What are the differentials of the pay package, and what are the discrepancy or any discriminations that can be sorted out. Some criteria to be set it, because without the criteria there is no end for the things. So you should have a, based on your budget, based on your nature of job, company, finance and everything, considering all these things, you have to try before the going for this process, structural process, you should have some criteria. Yes, this is the limit, this is the minimum limit, this is the maximum limit, we can do it. And based on this, you have to fix all these things. So committee will suggest all these things. How much should be there and what type of structure should be. And another things, the payment by the result, because it's a PBR, is a direct linking, should be a direct linking to the workers. Because it will give a more attractive to the employees. Because when you are getting a direct everything, so then it will be more motivated. That is the wage incentives, because the individual performance, based on this you have to give in some of the reward or compensation packages. So then you will be more productive. Idea is to your employees should be skilled enough, productivity to be increased, and at the same time the health and other parameters are to be considered. So, and the group performance is also to be seen because some of the employees maybe individually may not be so much effective, but when you are put in the groups, maybe you'll be more productive. So that things are also important. So group performance are uh, to see how to resolve the things and things can be done. So managerial incentives plans are also to be needed. So commissions on a profit percentage to give. What are the commissions to be there? That has to be fixed. Then the rates, concessional rates, bonus are also one of the important uh, in cash. Basically, the bonus in cash, or maybe sometimes discount coupons company are giving as a coupon. Coupon you can go and purchase the things, or this coupon you can go for some holidays or enjoy the holiday homes, or in hotel reimbursement. One other way you can give it. Then payment of the bonus act 1965. There are some that is fixed. There are 8.33%. The maximum is 20% because the bonus act is saying more than 20% you cannot claim or employee cannot be given. So that is the but minimum already taken care by the government regulations. So there is already said the minimum bonus should be this. Below cannot give. Maximum whatever as per your uh, company profit you can provide. Again, it is subject to 20%. Ceiling is basically ceiling is 20%. Inertia of the reward, the bonuses has become more integrated part of the pay package. So inertia, bonus, all these are basically the integrated part of the compensation package nowadays. Allowances are different allowances are there. There's the French benefits like this. All these things, allowances, French benefits to attract and to retain and for motivations. So there are three things, three approaches are should be there. Your employee should be uh, motivated, should be retained in the organizations, and uh, can be attract more to do the work happily. So in the competitive age, the fringe benefits are to suit the basically it is needs because now most of the companies are observed not only in our India and globally. So it really needs the fringe benefits they are increasing rather than the basic pay. Basic structure is all payment structure is same remains same, but they are increasing or enhancing the French benefits, basically some sort of uh, payment, all these things. The reason is you can stop also, but basic salary structure frequently cannot change it because there is a lot of process are there. Time-taking jobs, 4 years, 5 years after that, the pay structure can be changed. Or in the government sector, maybe the 10 years. So structural changes drastically every year it is not possible. So that's why the some French benefits are there, increment or other facilities can be enhanced based on the some percentage of the your basics. So it is fluctuating. When I mean, maybe sometimes it is stopped. No increment is given by the company. When French benefits are not, maybe the short period they can stop. Again they can revive it. So this is the way the process is going on. So pay, there are basically the three components. The basic, DA, CCA, sorry, basic, then your and part of your second part is the allowances because your the DA, CCA, and then what are the parts, car parking, car parts, all things. And third part is the third component is your incentives. There's a bonus and your overtime. These all are okay, you can categorize in three part. So Taylor's again given another statement: fair pay for fair work. So now in this during this discussion review, review sessions, we have seen that Taylor has given a three statements. First statement, he has given right person for the right jobs. Second is a right pay for the right jobs. Third is saying the fair pay for the fair work. So these statements are very important. Uh, Taylor has given. This is the principle of the Taylor's principles. So output expected from the employee is estimated, and the norms of the output are determined. Now see the survey. There's another part is there, surveys there. That survey is very important because without survey, you cannot fix all these things. So that's why. What are the difficulties getting the or retain the your efficient workforce? So you should have some survey, maybe personal contact or through these agencies. You have to survey the things. You have to collect the input data. So all the data has to be collected, and finally you have to go for the structures. So that's why the survey is very much important before giving all the allowances, fringe benefit, whatever the things. The survey report is very important. And basically, survey annually you can do it for most of the company, 5 to 7 years in between, 5 years or maybe after 10 years, survey is required because there you can output are coming lot of ideas. Survey report will, it will be very transparent. You can easily take the decisions also, what to do, where the action is required immediately, short-term basis or long-term basis, everything can be evaluated. So that's why that survey can be done by the professional bodies or by the consultants, or sometimes uh, the employment agencies are there. They have already published some of the surveys. Based on this, maybe the similar type of survey, maybe the other company has already conducted, it is published. You can take it as a reference also sometimes if you are not immediately want to put a money for that budgetary constraints are there. So you can take a reference of the other company, similar type of thing. So there are so many ways. You have to. Basic idea is to get the inputs before the structures, and some institutional mechanism is there. So you have to go for where it has been defined some of the things, and through this collective bargaining between the employer and the employees, they can fix it. Undoubtedly, union is in between. You have to take a confidence on the union also that this is the structures, pay structures, or whatever the benefits we are likely to be given. What is your opinion? You tell me, or you can take their advice or ideas. If the ideas are good, somewhere the negotiations you can do it and rectify the structures. And apart from this, some wage board is there. You have to take some approval also from the wage boards. They have they have to scrutinize it, give a approval also. If any disputes in the wage disputes raised by the union, that can be also sorted out. Standards are created because to govern the labor relations, and most of the government sector, the 2/3 of the government organizations are even including defense also. They are not allow or not for the collective bargaining process because there are government directives, government decisions are the committee, the recommendations are to be implemented for structuring the things. there some sort of bargaining process, negotiations, or no. Based on the report and committee will give a survey, one agency has given, and it will implement. Most of the government sector like this. When the private is different the pay structures or benefits, whatever the things, they have to take a confidence the unions, collective bargaining process, unions and the workers and things, and maybe the labor agencies, labor code, what are the standards and norms are there. To compiling all these things, you have to then only you can implement the things. So pay commissions recommendations for the government sectors. The government has set up their own pay commissions. I think seven commissions are basically under the process. Wage Board Act is there, 1931. There are fair wage committees are there. They have to decide. Then adjudications, if any disputes coming from the arbitration cases or other things, the labor and the management cases are there that also can be decided through the your arbitrations process. It's a compulsory also. So this is the way block. Now you see there are some of the structure assessment questions are there, where how do you, but the concept of the wages, and explain the concept of the wages. Why is the dearness allowance is integral part of the pay package? Explain how it is administered. Define the differentiate between the bonus and the fringe benefits. You have to clarify the things. Because bonus act, there are some fixed amount of profit. There are some ranges given, minimum and maximum. But fringe benefit is different. It is flexible. How they are linked to social security. Now that is also another questions are there. So what are the hazards of the industrial life? Explain with the examples or some troubles. And for this hazard systems, how much, that is another competition part is there. Because contingency amount has to be provided by the company if any something is come, some war is coming, or maybe some of the environmental issues, climatic changes, a lot of issues are there, earthquake, then this is all, it will affect in the employees also, industrial life. So now external equity, pay components already have decided, we already discussed, pay survey also we have discussed. Now some of the questions there, what is the wages of the survey, explain the rationality, wage surveys, these all are available in the study material, IGNOU study material. The questions are also there. Answer is also you have to look at in the particular unit, you will get it. Then wage boards, adjuvants, all of these are, I have already touched upon. The questions will be like this. Discuss why the interest issues cannot be. Discuss the relative merits and demerits of the different methods. Collective bargaining is superior to other methods of the wage determination. Why? Because the collective bargaining, their involvement of all, and there maybe it will take some time taking jobs, but ultimately one fine day the decision will be the en masse decisions can be taken by the help of all. So collective ideas or collective bargaining, the process is very lengthy. Sometimes the one meeting may not be sufficient. So, but however, it is a good, everybody are win-win situations. Union is also happy, management is also happy, wage board is also happy. So this is the process. That's why it is a superior method, because no matter any loopholes or any ambiguity or any conflict will not be there. Now coming to block number 4, reward management, as I already discussed, what is the need for the systems, because to attain the same thing, because the changing scenario, because of the changing scenario, job situation are changing, and the environment is also changing. So that's why some reward systems are to be needed. So need the various types of allowances are required. The fringe benefits are the component should be a part of the compensation package, and focus should be in the fringe benefits only. More motivate so that employee can be retained in the organizations. And the system, there are some linked systems and non-linked systems are basically CPI based on the consumer things. Your, your CPI basis, and some of the companies are not following the linked systems are basically follow the CPI, means consumer price index they are following. Whatever the market inflations are there, based on these they have to fix some of the amount, maybe the 4% or 3% of the basic, that much amount has to be given as a benefits to compensate the market, so that employee can live in the society, in the social systems a bit. HRA also to be based on the your location. HRA are decided by the based on the location, where is metros or the suburban or undeveloped villages, where. So depending on the location, HRA has been decided. LTA, leave travel allowance is also given. There is an opportunity to visit with the family. They can enjoy the things, and they can rejuvenate for the work, and they can come again and recharge all these things. So it is basically, rather than I can say the re-energized the things. So that's why the LTA provisions are there. Some of the company are giving the washing allowance also for, because the workers are working in such a environment where the dust is there, so their cloth will be dusty, and health hazard is also there. So because of that, the allowances has to be given so that they can wash it out and come in the duties, or you can provide some uniform also from the company sides. Shift allowance also given because the rotations are going on. Basically, the 3 shifts are advisable. 3 shifts are going on: the morning shift, evening shift, and the night shift. That is the way the hours will be distributed, so that in between some gap should be there. Cash handling allowance is also another issues are there, because those who are in the cash sections, they are always chances of error will be there. Maybe the wrong currencies, tiered, all these things are coming. Sometimes they have to pay their own. So some risks and responsible job for the cash handling. To motivate them, some allowance has to be provided. Then lunch allowance or canteen, that has to be provided. Then your so many allowances process, the education allowance. I'm just list out the some of the things. There is underground allowances, because those are in the mining section or somewhere working. Special allowances should be there given. Outstation allowance is also there. They are away from the family, hill areas or some other areas, they go for the work, maybe the short periods. So allowance should be there. Servant allowance, most of the top executives are getting the servant allowance also, so that they can peacefully work, they can devote the more time to the work. So that's why the servant allowance is given. Servant can take care of all these things, other activities. Then city compulsory allowance, again based on the city. Wartime allowance, even though the wartime are not encourageable, it cannot be encouraged to do this wartime process. It is sometimes not advisable. But however, if it is needed for the quick productions and to demand for the marketing side or the market side. You have to supply more and more product than maybe what time is required. So that case, you have to pay some money for the OT. As per the rule, double. Whatever the daily charges, per hour charges, routine charges, but in the overtime cases, it will be double. The charges will be double. French benefits are holiday homes, then your medical facilities, subsidize your subsidized meals, then your car subsidies, low interest loans, then children's education loans. These are everything are the part of your French benefits. Then incentive schemes are there. Now again, some of the assessment questions are there. The type of allowances, then explain the system of payment of DA, what is French benefits, discuss the different type of French benefits. You have to, it's a part of your unit number 11. Now I'm coming to incentive schemes, where the bonus, as I say, the bonus shall be 8.3% of the salary. Incentive schemes are also there. There's a dividend, basically incentive scheme, the important dividend. What are the profits for a particular financial year? The company will declare this much dividend. Again, it's in the percentage wise to be declared, and all the employees will get it. And in between, some stimulate, it will stimulate the things so that they can work more and they can also be part of this company. Then stock options are also there, and profit sharing, as I said. Then stock options are also there because you can offer for the employees for their stock share, whatever the shares. And when this profit, company will profit, definitely they are part of this share money also, they are also given. And they can have a, they can buy the stock as per the standard rates. Or maybe the sometimes the company is giving some discount also. Okay, you can purchase these shares in a discount rate. So that type benefits are there. It will basically attract the employees so that they can retain. Ultimately, the aim is to how to retain the employees, specifically skilled employees. So benefits are the incentive schemes. There is an attraction. Idea is attraction, retentions, motivations, financial participations, basically. Then some commitment, should have some commitment, grow the commitment. Then common ideology between the employer and employees. So ideology should be clear. There should not be any 180-degree opposite. So degrees, the angle should be closer to the management ideology and the workers' ideology, or mindset should be the common right path. Because if both the directions are in the same directions, then it will be action will be more, the force will be more. If the direction is opposite or some angle formations, employees are thinking in that way, employees thinking in that way, other way. So that if the angle is increased, means difference will be created. That will be not aligned. So idea is, so should be in at par, or both all are in the same directions, then only they can achieve the goal of the target of the company organizations. And the profit margin will be also to be increased. That's why the management, and especially the part of the HR, they have to motivate the employees. Every section should have some nodal officers. They have to interact with the HRs, and what are the strategy should be there to motivate the employees always. Not a one-day meeting or conduct some seminar. It will not affect. Any continuous basis, you have to weekend or some alternate day, you have to interact with these things. If required, HR person should go to the workers and their takes on. They have to go there in the floor itself, visit there, and discuss the things. What are the problems they have faced? And that has to be identified, and that inputs has to be gathered and highlight to the management. This is the thing going on. Only the session, training, conduct, doesn't matter. As a routine process, HR nowadays that part is gone. Now you have to interact more and more with the employees. If you really come off or develop your company and individual development. So some questions are like rational payment, bonus act, then your stock options are becoming the popular. We discuss the whether the why the stock options are becoming popular. You have to give a point of his answers because most of the now employees are very much Infosys are very successful, and a lot of companies are there. Share portions are in the workers. That's why there is a workers company. Infosys, the owner, they are declaring it is a owner, it is a workers company, not my company, because most of the shares are distributed. So all the workers and the employees, they should feel I am also a part of the owner of this company. So that feeling should be increased. That feel should be there. It will be more advantage for them like this. So anyway, now how the stock options are currently treated for the tax purposes. Then bonus, differences, wages. So I'm not going through all the questions is already tabulated in the your practice. In the every unit you have some self-assessment. Self-assessment questions are there, same things. So you can also go through these questions and you have to find out the answer from the your study materials. So that it will all these things. Why I am showing all these things? The questions will be coming based on these assessment questions only. So you have to sit out, you have to see these and take a preparation from there. Now, allowances, perquisites and the benefits. So then you see here the downsizing, because you see the downsizing is very crucial part. That decisions are the company management taking, considering all the factors. In one fine day, or they are not taking a quick decisions. It is maybe the committee decisions, maybe the report, and maybe the market pressures, future strategy purposes. So considering all these things, the your downsizing company decided. This is one of the parties VRS. That is a voluntary retirement schemes. Those who are 50 and above, company will offer to them, okay, you take this lump sum money and take a golden handshake. You can go, you can retire right now, and you can do your business or whatever that you want, you can do it. So that is the way you can reduce the manpower if really needed for the company for survival mode. So VRS is one of the options, and it is very successful also. Most of the banks, as you know, the VRS schemes, time to time as they have been introduced and it is very successful. Most of the banks, so that the freshers, newcomers can join, and that is the way vacancy can be created, and you can reduce the unemployment situations also. But provided you have to see the profitability also, you have to analyze the things before go for the VRS systems. Skilled persons should not go out. If all the skilled persons are go out, then again it will be a problem. So vacuum will be created because the newcomers cannot be fulfilled. Their work, their experience cannot be fulfilled very easily. So it is a very sticky analysis part is there. So cost benefit analysis is very much needed before going for the VRSs. Another part is the optimal utilizations are very much required, because when the manpower is your use or unproductive matters are there, or idle. I mean, maybe what some of the sessions are idle, or maybe the project is not in your hand, sufficient project is not there. Then that is the time to analyze the things for the downsizing purpose. There are so many other reasons also there. Now you see po- the employees before the pre-liberations process. That time, um, the employees are feel some protected. They were feel some it was protected because of the government take care, company take care. Things. But after the post liberations, it has been observed that the employees are feeling less uh, you know, less protected. They feel less protected. So that's why the industrial disputes starts. And because of that, the Industrial Act has been uh, implemented. I mean, formulated basically. So reason for the now we have to see the why the reason for the downsizings. So downsizing reasons is basically your the structural changes required, changing the environment because of that, changing the technology and ownership changes because the merger, acquisitions, and franchises, joint venture. Because of that, ownership changes. That's why the downsizing part is coming. Then your business process re-engineering because of that also. You know, things like that. Outsourcing also because some of the works are outsourcing because of the no competent employee are in the within the organizations, not skilled enough. So because of that, company are giving the job for the outsourcing. Then the information technology, because of the information technology, are another reasons for the downsizing. The ERP and the SAP is coming, Excel, advanced Excel systems will come. So maybe uh, that much manpower may not be required. Another is automations, and furthermore, you can see in future maybe you have to see the robotic systems. Because of the robot systems, maybe the further cut down or the downsizing will be more because the robot can do, but not all the areas. Most of the around 50 to 60% areas robot can perform the things. Only monitoring and supervising purpose human is required. Definitely human is required. 100% robotic systems may not be possible. But still, see the situation in future, what will happen. Another, this is the external part. Because of that, the reason internal factor is also there for downsizing. That is your maybe may not be the adequate that your um, the human resource, the planning are not adequate, not adequate, inadequate training. They're not skilled enough. They are not performing well, or productivity goes down. And another factor is that is a very crucial. There is no motivations. So that case very difficult. So you have to go for the your downsizings. Now, question is how to avoid the on restriction on hiring the critical. Some you can restrict for the hiring the employees. Improve your internal uh, employees for training and retraining through these trainings. Reduce the overtimes. So this is the way, and counseling is definitely needed. This is the way you can some remedies are there. BRS is also definitely through this BRS also you can downsizing the things. You can sum up the remedies and legal aspects definitely will be there before BRS or downsizing. You have to take some permission from the authority and negotiation with the workers also and the union also, so that you should have a good plan for the actions. Because downsizing actions are not only you can do it, you have to do it by the discussion only. Otherwise, conflict will start, or maybe they can go to the court or labor. So we have to considering all the norms, rule and regulation, what are the laws are there, act is there. Then only you have to finalize the list of employees list by the discussion with the unions and the top management unions. Then you have to decide. This is the condition of the company. So that's why you are downsizing. We are unable to continue our business. So this is a process. Then some of the questions may come, short notes question, or we are just considering the soft options. Then or notice should be there, because you have to serve the notice also. One fine day, if you say you don't come tomorrow, no. You have to give them a notice, at least 1 or 2 months. You have to give it some chance so that they can search the other jobs on the outside. So some rules are there. Then so case studies that there that see the question. Now the question pattern has changed from earlier it was things. Some of the kind of case studies are there. Case studies basically you have to story will be there, and after that a story you have to some question be there. Question related to some of the managerial. You have to answer through the managerial way. Suppose here the story is given, and then after that identify the silent issues of the cases. Some given lot of thing incentives problem are there in this case studies, and what are the additional schemes to be introduced. So here actually some of the things are given. Silent features, you have to go through the passage, paragraphs, and identify the things. That is the way you have to. What are the cases? You have to first identify the things. That this is the cases. Then you have to answer what the best you can do it. Can implement the bonus every year, provision for the contingency services, provision of the financial assistance. These are all of the schemes you have to decide it. The first questions was identify from the paragraphs what are the problems was there. So then you have to identify everything are found written in the paragraph itself. Suppose that the company is following the incentive-based production systems, definitely it will be written somewhere. So we can just pick it up. You have to go through this, read out twice, and then you have to list out first of the cases. The question you have to read the question, identify the silent features of the case. So it is one of the case as given. I have to silent features you have to note down. And the second questions are given. What are the additional schemes of the incentives that you suggest? So suggest the things. And you have to write. So okay, thank you very much.